Hello YouTube, my name is Paul. I hope you're all keeping well. I'm back today then with part 3 of my SEGA Mega Drive collection videos. It's the final one I'm going to do this year, and I may not do another one now for a couple of months because I really want to get focused on some of the games I've not played yet. As previously mentioned, there's quite a few Mega Drive games I've never even given any time to, so I'd like to get stuck into those. So these are my third-party games, ranging from like Electronic Arts and Konami and the like. And the first one I got is an Australian release. It came out, I think, in America under the Genesis system. There's 4 sports titles that came out in Australia and classified as PAL releases. The first one is MLBPA Baseball. And the only distinction really is the fact that it's got an Australian age certification sticker on it. I've got 2 of these titles. There are 2 more I would like, but they are really hard to track down. Right, next up is a classic Amiga game, Battle Squadron. The Mega Drive version plays really well, to be honest. Especially as you can use a controller that has more than one button. It does actually help. A few classics now, classic releases. This is Robocop vs Terminator. Some of these classic editions are actually more valuable than their original release counterparts, and that's one of them. And the second one I don't have is Home Alone. They quite easily command about £100. Now this game I'd love to have as a full price release, but I'd be very dubious because it's probably the easiest game you can copy on the Mega Drive, to be honest, and that's World Championship Soccer 2. Now I've seen the Blue Spine variant of this go for about £1,600 a couple of years ago. I absolutely would love it, but my god, it'd be a huge risk, I think. I don't know about you, but I think I'll stick with a classics copy for now. The only Japanese Mega Drive game I have, and it's one that has a lot of nostalgia for me, and that's Midnight Resistance. So I thought I'd put it in amongst this lot because it is the only one I got. Another classics edition is Eternal Champions. I'm not sure if there's 16 titles released on the classics brown label. I'm pretty sure it's about 16. This one's Tailspin. Sports Talk Football 93. I would like to get a full set of these, but there is no urgency with them. Batman Returns. This is the French release of Dragon Ball Z. It's also released in Portugal. I think the Portuguese one may be the harder to get of the 2, but I prefer the cover art of this version. And this next one also is it's a German variant of this game I got. It didn't actually come out in the UK, but it did come out in Europe. I think there was the French one, which is more obscure than the German one. I'm not sure if it came out in any other regions in Europe, and it's Thunder Force 3. Again, it got an NTSC release, but it just didn't get released in the UK. The second of those Australian titles that I got is Dick Vitale's Awesome Baby College Hoops. Looks like someone stitched this cover together, doesn't it? The Otifants, another one of those classic labels. The stacking's not particularly good. Cool Spot. I think I already showed you the sequel in my last Blue Spine video. I think the last classic one I have is World of Illusion. So what I did with those ones, I sold on the ones I had in the original black labels, because those ones are slightly more obscure. A few Codemasters games then. So the first one up is Fantastic Dizzy. A franchise that done particularly well on the 8-bit computers here in the UK. Man Overboard. Havoc. Again, there's 2 different sleeves for this game. I think this is the UK release of it. In continental Europe it had a different cover. Micro Machines Tournament 96. I think there were 4 releases of Micro Machines. I'm pretty sure I'm missing the military one. Micro Machines 2. And the original Micro Machines. A hugely popular franchise that was. Next up from Codemasters is Brian Lara Cricket. I think there are a couple of variants of this as well. There's a Brian Lara's 96, which I think they've got a couple of different variations in the covers. On to Virgin Games, so the Jungle Book being the first. Second copy of the RoboCop vs Terminator I got. I was finding it quite hard to let go of this one. Superman, the Man of Steel. Got a monster manual in there, it barely fits inside the case. One of my favourite Amiga games of all time, Dune 2, Battle for Arrakis. Absolutely fantastic game on the Amiga. Not a bad game on a Mega Drive actually. The precursor to Command & Conquer. Another World, another Amiga classic. Well converted over to the Mega Drive. Xenon 2 Mega Blast. Next up is Bubba and Sticks. Paint, games, music, style. Not my cup of tea really. Another Amiga classic, the Chaos Engine. Again, the 2-button joypad works really well with these games. Wiz and Liz. I think it's actually a Sega branded title. It's Art Alive. Again, never really used this one to be honest. Don't think I ever will. International Sensible Soccer. Some Flying Edge titles then, so RoboCop 3. Nothing like the Amiga version, that was all in 3D, wasn't it? The Addams Family. Champions World Class Soccer, endorsed by Ryan Giggs. There are different variants of this one as well. This one's the more uncommon one. I think there is one that is sort of considered to be really hard to get. I think it's a continental release. Super Smash TV. Terminator 2 Judgment Day. Spider-Man and X-Men. Double Dragon 3, the arcade game. Didn't go down well this one. We've got quite poor reviews. The classic arcade game, Paperboy, released by Tengen. Another Tengen classic, Klax. Gods. And Flashback. A lot of these games I've played on the Amiga before, not on the Mega Drive. So it'd be interesting to see what the comparisons are like. Another one I played on the Amiga was Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Incredible Hulk. Happy looking chap. The only game I ever bought from brand new on the Mega Drive back in the day, Super Kickoff. Like I said, a lot of my Mega Drive games I played I borrowed off friends and family. So like £45 a piece back then, weren't they? Quite a poor sequel. It's Strider 2. I think US Gold got their hands on this one, whereas the original one was actually developed in-house at Sega. T2, the arcade game. Alien 3. Good game, this one. Maximum Carnage. Took me ages to get that one in decent condition. They normally come up and they're not particularly great. Virtual Bart. Sparkster. Quite a few Konami games now, aren't they? So Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles, the Hyperstone Heist. Rocket Knight Adventures. Zombies. And classic Sunset Riders. Really some amazing games, didn't they, Konami? Took me a while to get this one as well. Is Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles Tournament Fighters. Again, trying to find it in nice condition was really hard. Tiny Toon Adventures, Acme All Stars. And the eternally classic Castlevania, the new generation. I'm ashamed to say it, but I've never played it. Urban Strike. James Bond 2. Robocod. Starflight. There's quite a few Electronic Arts games and they were renowned predominantly for their sports titles. But it did release some right crackers as well, including this puppy, Road Rash. James Bond 3. John Madden American Football, one of the first games I played on the Mega Drive. Absolutely love this game actually. Jungle Strike. Sequel to Desert Strike. I think Urban Strike came after this one. Game I played until I beat, Shadow the Beast. For quite some time it was the only game I had on the Mega Drive. Not a bad conversion. Hauntings, starring Poltergeist. Normie's Beach Baby-Rama. Mutant League Hockey. Road Rash 2. Here's a third one which I don't have unfortunately. And something similar called Skitchin, which again I don't have. Andretti Racing. And Blades of Vengeance. The classic Desert Strike. That was a fantastic game when that came out. Risky Woods. The Legend of Galahad, which which I think was Leander on the Amiga, an Atari ST, Might and Magic, Gates to Another World. A few cardboard games there, classic arcade conversion, Double Dragon. One of the more better conversions. Star Control. Followed by Universal Soldier. That was the other Turrican game I was thinking of. Thank you for Cine Steve for reminding me of what that was called. And there we are, Universal Soldier. Onslaught. There was a story with the cart of that game. It couldn't get it to work, and there was a reason why, but I can't remember what it was. So I think I threw the cart away and I found out afterwards actually it probably wasn't even faulty. There's Turrican. So if you can remember the reason why Onslaught wouldn't work on the Mega Drive, please remind me, because I've completely forgotten why it doesn't work. NHL 97. Some of these sports games that EA released. This is EA's Classics label. I think they released about half a dozen games for this. That's Lotus 2. I don't usually collect these, but I've got a couple in my collection at the moment. Winter Olympics. It's US Gold's re-release label, Kicks. Madden 97. That's the last one made on a Mega Drive. I think this was the last FIFA game on the Mega Drive. FIFA Road to World Cup 98. Aero the Acrobat. This game took a while to get hold of. Pirates of Dark Water. Getting lucky I got this from the continent at a decent price. Seems to have skyrocketed recently. And finally, Lakers versus Celtics. Got a story behind this game which I'll go through in a separate video, but I was absolutely amazed to get this game at a decent price as well. So that's it for my Mega Drive collection videos. I'll be back just to conclude, just to talk about some of the other games I'd love to have on the Mega Drive. I certainly would like to go for some Japanese games, but I'll talk about that in a bit. Okay, then just to conclude on the Mega Drive front then. So there are about half a dozen games I'd like to get. Those two Australian sports titles are definite. Road Rash 3, Skitchin and Micro Machines Military are ones that spring to mind. I'd like to collect some Japanese titles. Whilst researching for a series of gameplay videos I want to set up, Mega Drive shooters, I didn't realise how many shooters did not come out in the UK or in Europe. It's amazing. I think it was like 57 shooters and only like what, 17, 18 came out in this region. So absolutely amazing amounts of games we're missing out on. So I would like to delve into the Japanese side of things. So maybe something for the future. Definitely sort of not in the next sort of 6 months, but as things settle down, I definitely would like to go into that sort of direction. I've still got the Mega CD collection video to show you on the 32X. Both are complete sets, so I'd love to share those with you. I won't be doing those though until the new year. Probably sort of maybe early spring, to be honest. I really want to get stuck in some of these games I've never played. So thank you very much for watching these videos, and thank you very much for subscribing. I'll see you again real soon, because I've got to announce that competition winner for November and then set up December's competition. So see you real soon. You take care.